made and the risk continuously taken for the sake of humanity.
The risk, I think, was real, and I admire their courage and their commitment to help people who are in distress, especially what you are doing now in the northeast from the time that the Boko Haram has substantial part of Borno State to now that they are not holding any local government. And what you are doing in the internally displaced persons camps, we are very grateful for that.
He also appreciated the role played by the Red Cross during the civil war, both in front and at the rear of the operations. The president therefore promised federal government's assistance to the Nigerian Red Cross Society towards the construction of its headquarters, as well as in addressing other logistics requirements for effective service delivery. National President of the Society, Chief Bolaji Anani, expressed optimism that the President's investiture as Grand Patron of the Nigerian Red Cross Society will go a long way in enhancing the members' drive in the alleviation of human suffering in the society.
You have proven by your words and actions that the nation of Nigeria is your main concern, that the improvement of the all-round well-being of the Nigerian citizen and residents is your main focus, that Nigerians everywhere should be enabled in their areas of greatest need, and that the nation should be in peace and have food security. The Nigerian Red Cross Society is firmly committed to these ideals as an auxiliary to the government of the Federation. We shall continue to align with these objectives and deliver humanitarian services in support of this program.
While making a case for annual grants and the review of the act establishing the society, Chief Anani said his members will continue to advocate for peace and non-violence, as well as strive to remain the foremost humanitarian organization in Nigeria. Registered in 1961, the Nigerian Red Cross Society has about 450 staff and over 800,000 trained volunteers across the country responding to cases of disasters, diseases, displacements, and dehumanization. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria has limitless opportunities in the nation's tourism sector, requiring massive investments. He stated this in his message to the opening of the 61st UN World Tourism Organization Commission meeting for Africa, holding in Abuja. Anthony Fulson reports.
Muhammadu Buhari, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, pointed out that Nigeria, with a population of over 180 million people and 250 ethnic groups, each with a unique story that is being expressed through movies, music, and many other creative ideas that have taken the world by storm, Nigeria, he maintained, no doubt its best is yet to come.
It is on this basis that I call on tourists and investors in the tourism sector to consider Nigeria as their second home and also a fit. This government has attractive investment incentives for investors in the tourism sector, including but not limited to pioneer status to all major tourist or tourism projects.
The federal government on its part, he said, is working to meet the yearnings and aspirations of the citizens, given certain policies and programs it has put in place as social interventions.
This government is investing in Social Investment Program, SIP, to promote human capital development, which has benefited over 9 million people. These programs include our homegrown school feeding program, that is providing 1 meal a day to 7.4 million people in 22 states of the Federation. Empower program that has employed over 200 university graduates and is about to employ 300 more.
For the host, Nigeria's Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, the opportunity given to Nigeria to host the meeting is a demonstration of the confidence the world has for the present administration under President Muhammadu Buhari.
We have no doubt that our tourism sector will benefit massively from encouraging domestic tourism and intra-Africa travels. The next few days, we'll do our best to expose our guests to the taste, sight, and sounds of Nigeria. Our rich cultural and creative imagination of our people, especially the youth, will be put on display. It will be a time like no other.
Regarding how to develop tourism on the continent, this will be one of the best showcase for another regions. This is the first project we've done together, and I want to thank honorable ministers and all heads of delegation, your active participation. We discussed during 4 months, and we have an excellent opportunity today to agree how to continue, how to move, how to act, to make better tourism on the continent, to create more and more jobs, because we don't have a time. We need to use all this period to create more and more jobs. This is our main goal.
In her submission on the future of tourism and how the various components can be strengthened, AU Commissioner for Infrastructure and Energy, Amani Abu Zaid, said a holistic approach must be adopted.
Promoting strategies at improving Africa's image in the global media are also critical in ensuring the tourism recovery. During the next decade, we will continue to grow. And in growing, we know that when tourism thrives, women thrive.
The United Nations World Tourism Organization Commission for Africa is the highest decision-making body on tourism in Africa. The present leadership of the world body has outlined a 10-point agenda for Africa as a deliberate policy to fast-track the growing of the sector in a manner that it will help nations to build their economies. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The Senate President Bukola Saraki has debunked the claim by the police linking him to the Ofa robbery. In a statement by his special advisor on media and public affairs, Yusuf Olaniunu, the Senate President says there is no way he could have been associated with armed robbery against his people, saying he was the first top public official to pay a visit to the palace when the attack was reported, and immediately put a call through to the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, requesting him to make certain specific security arrangements as demanded by the people. He reminded members of the public that on May 16, 2018, he alerted the Senate about the information passed on to him by his state governor, Dr. Abdul Fattah Ahmed, over a plot by the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, to frame him up by getting some suspected cultists arrested in Ilorin to implicate him. Meanwhile, the Senate President on his Twitter handle says he has received a letter from the Nigeria police asking him to respond in writing within 48 hours, which he said he plans to do. Kwara State Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed has refuted allegation of sponsoring political thuggery and the bank robbery at Ofa. A statement by the media aide to the governor, Muhyiddin Akorede, indicates that Governor Ahmed described it as false and rejected the statement by both the police and the suspects. He expresses the hope that the police will soon complete its investigations and charge the suspects to court in line with the rule of law. In the meantime, the 3 years of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration have been described as a symbol of accountability and transparency unprecedented in the African continent. Leader of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said this at a meeting with the Northeast Coalition for President Buhari in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
The Northeast Coalition for President Muhammadu Buhari's re-election in 2019 has representatives drawn from all the northeastern states. They were received by Leader of the Senate, Ahmed Lawal, who said the name of President Muhammadu Buhari symbolizes commitment to the development of Nigeria, hence the need for all to contribute towards propagating his ideals and his administration's contribution to nation building.
President Buhari ran for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 4 times. The 4th one, Nigerians decided to give him a chance. And it is our duty as citizens not to allow the president to go it alone, because no matter how good you are, how equipped you are, when it comes to leadership and administration, especially of a country that is as complex as Nigeria, you need every hand to be on deck. And that is what we are trying to do. That is what the coalition is seeking to do and sustain it.
The coalition conferred on the Senate leader the title of Grand Patron with a pledge to strengthen consultation in order to spread the message of change agenda.
We are trying to bring ourselves together to see how we can support and mobilize support for this present administration for its continuity.
The Northeast Coalition for President Buhari came into being as a result of the successes recorded in the fight against insurgency and presence of more federal projects in the region. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
National Chairman of the APC, Chief John Odigioyegun, has urged elected chairmen of the party in the state to work for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari. He stated these while inaugurating 35 elected state chairmen at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. Saliu Abdullahi has more.
They are the 35 new state chairmen of the All Progressives Congress taking oath of office to serve for another 4-year tenure. Only Ekiti and Osun states, where state congresses did not hold due to the governorship elections scheduled to hold in July and September 2018 respectively, were left out. National Chairman of APC, Chief John Odigioyegun, advised the new chairmen, especially those from states where parallel congresses were held, to reconcile and harmonize party activities.
It becomes very necessary that you must thoroughly ground yourself on the achievements of this administration. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart that great achievements have been recorded.
The chairman said they are determined to work for the success of the party.
We desire to come out victorious in the 2019 elections.
We have to ensure that the confidence that people are having in us must be defended.
And we expect a united party.
They said the event is a milestone that will add value to the party's activities ahead of 2019 general elections. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
We pause for some messages at this point. We have more stories for you just after this break. So don't go away.
MTN gives 2,000% bonus for reactivating your MTN SIM. That's right. If you haven't used your MTN SIM for 45 days or more, recharge now and get 2,000% bonus. That's right, 2,000% bonus for your first recharge of every month.
This is New GRA Primary School, built by the Borno State government in Maiduguri for hundreds of young Bororo Fulani boys and girls. Governor Kashim Shettima was worried that children of Bororo families were growing up to become gatemen like their parents. Governor Shettima's face-to-face advocacy asking Bororo Fulanis to allow government enroll their children for free education was faced with initial resistance.
dukka ana gamba ne da borowa wajen babu wani kabila dukka yaran ku ne don ma su samu sakewa a tsakanin.
This beautiful school is therefore designed to appeal to children of Bororo Fulani families, educate them to become modern and even more productive herdsmen in the future. This is another legacy of Governor Kashim Shettima.
We are here in Nigeria to stay. City Lights and Iglo, where you meet quality and affordability under one roof. City Lights, redefining lighting experience in Nigeria. Time don't reach again for the biggest event for top football matter. Now mobile peel and win. And as millions of people around the world they scatter their head on top their favorite teams, mobile won't make sure say you go hammer your own trophy big time. Whether you be mechanic, driver, even car owner. Now mobile peel and win. Just buy the 4-liter size of mobile super 1000 lubricant. Peel the front and back labels and you go see pin number. Text mobile plus the pin to 58123 and instanta you go win airtime. That pin where you send so go also qualify you for the raffle draw for mobile peel and win promo where you fit win tear rubber motor, generator, gas cooker, motorcycle, tricycle, smartphone and other prizes there. No be small thing, mobile promo go shele from the 15th of May go reach 31st of August 2018. The more mobile lubricant you buy, the more your chance to win. No dull yourself, make you dey peel, dey win, dey go. Terms and conditions dey sha.
Make it mobile. Come and see Bombay's on the move. Yeah, up, Bombay. Bombay's on the rise. Yes, with Wambo. Sarkin Aiki. In roads and health, we have seen your hand. Education and power. I got Aiki. Agriculture and housing. We have seen your hand. Economic empowerment. I got Aiki. Investment and transport. We have seen your hand. With Wambo. Sarkin Aiki.
A message from Honorable Umar Ahmed Nafada, Commissioner, Ministry of Information and Orientation, Gombe State.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Thanks for staying tuned. 210 inmates of the medium security prison Mina have been confirmed to have escaped, while 2 persons were killed during the attack on the facility by armed men alleged to be numbering about 10. Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazao, on assessment visit to the prison, says an investigative committee to unravel the circumstances that led to the jailbreak has been set up. Dauda Mohammed reports that 30 of the escaped inmates have already been rearrested.
The attack on the medium security prison Mina, which began at about 8 o'clock in the evening,
threw residents of the area into confusion, while a prison warden reporting for duty and a commercial motorcyclist were shot dead by the gunmen. After an exchange of gunfire between the armed prison guards and the attackers, 210 inmates were alleged to have escaped through the main gate of the prison yard. Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazo, in company of Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello and the Controller General, Nigerian Prison Service, Jafar Ahmed, after an assessment of the prison, revealed that measures will be put in place to forestall a reoccurrence of the incident.
We've seen some gaps, and those gaps that we need to ensure that we cover them in the future.
Generally, people must take their job seriously, even though investigation is ongoing, but I think we need to do more.
Investigation will find what are those lapses, how did these lapses came about, and who is to be punished for those lapses.
The medium security prison Mina, inaugurated for use 17 years ago, was conceived as a 160-bed facility, but presently accommodates about 800 inmates. This is the third time that the medium security prison is witnessing a jailbreak. In Mina, Dauda Muhammad, NTA News.
The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on the Utilization of Natural Resources Fund and Federal Government Investments Proceeds has intensified its investigation on utilization of Natural Resources Fund. At the ongoing hearing on leakages in the solid minerals and steel development sector, the committee directed that Bank of Industry and the Minister of Finance should appear before it over 5 billion naira given to the bank by the ministry.
So the money was provided to Bank of Industry as an investment in the equity of the bank. The 5 billion that has been given to you as a restructuring or as equity, thank God we discovered that it is the share of the bank that federal government invested in. If that is the case, please, we are directing you to go and sell those shares and bring back the money to Natural Resources Fund. Natural Resources Fund does not have any relationship with share of the bank.
This is a fund set up by an executive order that are meant for the development of natural resources in the country.
Meanwhile, the committee is to summon Sokoto River Basin Authority, Kano and Osun State governments for alleged illegal withdrawal from the Natural Resources Fund. So talking legislative matters, the Nigerian chapter of the Global Legislators Project to address environmental challenges has resolved to tackle pollution of agricultural lands and water resources in the country. Now, this was at a stakeholders meeting to articulate the process of responding to ecological challenges in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
The meeting is in line with the global environmental policy and legislative response to ecological challenges in 80 developing countries, Nigeria inclusive. It is aimed at advancing policies and laws for progressive environmental governance and delivery of the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030.
I'm very pleased about the concept of our legislative projects that will help in increasing the capacity of Nigerian legislators and policymakers to better understand the magnitude of these problems with a view to adequately responding to them.
Submissions were made by stakeholders on the effects of illegal mining activities in the country, overgrazing, and the need for adequate budgetary allocation for environmental issues, among others.
Is to help to recognize the increasing role of valuing natural capital.
Reducing emission from deforestation and forest degradation for sustainable development, known as RED plus Sustainable Development, is the slogan of the project, which is aimed at providing international parliamentary diplomacy on environment. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
Acting Chairman of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, says African countries must close ranks if they are desirous of fighting corruption in the continent. He stated this while declaring open a high-level continental consultative meeting on corruption and good governance in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
Corruption has been identified as a global phenomenon that requires sustainable efforts in tackling the menace. Nigeria under the Buhari administration is taking the lead in Africa, as evidenced in the high number of corruption cases ongoing. Moving forward, the Multi-Stakeholders Consultative Forum with participants from across Africa is to share experiences, examine the causes and effects of corruption in the continent.
We have never taken anybody on flimsy excuses or invited anybody. As always, we conduct a very thorough investigation, and whatever we take to court is based on evidence.
It was a unanimous decision that Nigeria is indeed leading and playing the role of a big brother in fighting corruption.
And they advocate for more peer review among African countries, so that the processes, the measures Nigeria is taking to fight corruption can be shared.
For some people think that if you are put in a place, in a big place, and you come out without eating the money, then stealing, then you are idiot. So this concept has to be removed.
New Partnership for Africa's Development believes a forum like this will achieve political stability, high economic growth, and accelerated continental development. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Now, let's take you straight to Gombe, where no fewer than 350 participants, comprising women and youths, have benefited from the Skills Acquisition Program, courtesy of the Future Assured initiative of wife of the President, Mrs. Aisha Muhammad Buhari. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
The 350 participants, comprising women and youth, are drawn from all the 11 local government areas of Gombe State. They benefited from the two major empowerment programs, that is, fashion design and interior decoration. The 3 weeks exercise is Train the Trainer program with a view of expanding the scope for the benefit of women and youth of the state. Performing the symbolic presentation of the certificate to the beneficiaries, the wife of the President, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, who was represented by the NYSC Governing Board member Binta Muazu, enjoined the participants to make the best use of the skills acquired in adding value to their lives and their entire family.
I want to say that what Her Excellency is doing is to see that she impacts our women as a whole in the whole country, to see that they help themselves, help their families, and at the same time help the country.
She added that more of this gesture is coming their way through Aisha Muhammad Buhari Foundation and Future Assured in an effort to cushion the effect of their hardship.
Her Excellency is a person who likes to impact on less privileged people. I urge all the students to make use of it.
Empowerment items were earmarked for distribution to the women and youth from across the 11 local government areas of the state, comprising sewing machines, spaghetti making machines, as well as grinding machines. The beneficiaries could not hide their admiration for the gesture, promised to make the best use of the opportunity given to them. Equally, the facilitators assured the wife of the President of their readiness to give their best at all times in improving ways of income generation of women and youth of this country. In Gombe, Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
You're watching NTN Network News. Let's get more reports as we join Elizabeth in our Lagos studios. Elizabeth?
Hello, Joseph, and a warm welcome to Lagos. In line with the theme for tomorrow's World Environment Day, which is beating plastic pollution, some volunteers in Lagos have taken part in cleaning up plastic waste from the Lagos Lagoon. Jennifer Igwe was there and filed this report.
The death of a whale in Bangkok, Thailand, traced to its ingestion of more than 17 pounds of plastic bags and packaging, has reinforced the global campaign against plastic waste. Research shows that most plastic waste generated in communities around the world end up in the ocean or waterways. In Lagos State, pure water sachets and plastic bottles clog drainage channels. When it rains, Most of them are swept into the Lagos Lagoon and ocean. Research shows that oceans around the world are getting dirtier by the day. And according to the World Economic Forum, by year 2050, if care is not taken, we'll have more plastic waste in the ocean than we have fish. Shola Alamutu is an environment activist who has been involved in environmental awareness for 19 years now. She's partnering with Martina Anawekai, the Lagos State Water Authority, and other volunteers to clean up the Lagos Lagoon. Their target is plastic waste.
Very soon, we're going to lose our sea animals. So the octopuses, the variety of fish are all going to go.
Plastic does not decompose. It does not decay. If it's in the water, it remains there for I think about 400 to 1,000 years.
For Ilori Oluwafumilayo and other kids involved in the cleanup, the exercise is not entirely new.
We have been doing very well. We clean up the beach. You go there, get bags.
Waste collected from the cleanup will be sent to a green recycling center. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
The need for Nigerians to understand the benefits associated with having insurance, primarily to hedge against risk of uncertain loss, has been advocated. Stakeholders at a media party in Lagos said the low insurance penetration must change for the good of all. Abolade Salami tells us more.
Only 5% Nigerians, 180 million people, is said to have one form of insurance cover or policy. Worried by this growing trend, stakeholders say there is need to create more awareness with a view to bridging the huge gap towards ensuring risk protection.
So the people that need insurance most are people like us, individuals. And when you see people looking at insurance, and when people look at insurance protection in Nigeria, they just wonder, why are these people not insuring in Nigeria? What makes insurance is not the big companies, it's the individuals. We have 180 million people. Our penetration is so low.
We're all committed as the insurance industry to make this a success, to make sure that the individuals that begin to insure with us get the full benefit of insurance. It's actually a concept that every Nigerian should imbibe. It is a good to have.
The need to look beyond making sales of policies to the insured without prompt payment of claims when damage occurs, the committee members comment.
And I tell you, looking at the level of capitalization of the industry, we should be able to pay our claims. We'll pursue it for you. When there are misunderstandings, we'll enlighten the people concerned, and then you'll come to a clear understanding of what has happened.
We pay huge claims, but nobody gets to hear about it. They all want to show that insurance is doing a whole lot in the industry, in the economy.
Insurance companies also need to start doing things differently to make the industry more attractive to Nigerians, rather than the current trend where the insurance is being sold on the basis of fear. The current awareness campaign is expected to run for 3 years. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead. When we return, stay with us.
Finding company a subsidiary.
From the 21st to the 23rd of June 2018, more than 300 of the world's influential media professionals, including editors, senior media executives, leading journalists, academics, and social commentators, will converge on Abuja, Nigeria, as the International Press Institute holds its World Congress in Nigeria for the very first time. Expected dignitaries include 4 African presidents and participants from 150 nations to deliberate on the theme,
Why Good Journalism Matters, Quality Media for Strong Society.
President Muhammadu Buhari will deliver the opening address at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, and IPI World Congress Organizing Committee Chairman, Nduka Obaigbena, welcome IPI Executive Board Chairman, John Yearwood, Executive Director, Barbara Triumfi, and all delegates to the IPI World Congress 2018. Tony O. Iradia, Chairman, Media and Publicity Committee, Announcer.
Meet Patty for celebrating the high points of life with friends. Selfie. Just a friend that keeps you nourished when you are by yourself. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good. Hollandia.
Nigeria, we're behind you all the way. It's your time to shine.
Sedap Supreme Noodles, capturing the tasty goodness. It's the Sedap Supreme chicken essence that gives it the truly delicious chicken taste. With real chicken essence. Be Supreme, Nigeria.
I feel it, we feel it. Can you feel it? The Niger spirit. Can you feel it? Cause I feel it. We all feel it. The Niger spirit. We don't just feel it, we live it. And if you get it, you got the Niger spirit. This Niger spirit, we breathe it. Best believe it, real as my heart beat is. The Niger spirit, you can't beat it. So even when I lose, I am not defeated. We all breathe it, we all bleed it, we all live it. The Niger spirit, the Niger spirit. We love it, we live it. Niger all the way.
Niger all the way.
We're back in Abuja and you're still watching NTN Network News. Bureau de change operators get a breather as the Central Bank of Nigeria widens margin for purchase and sale of the dollar by 3 naira. The Apex Bank in its intervention Monday offered $100 million to the wholesale segment of the market. Viviane Dekbefo has more on business news.
Good evening and welcome to Business News. Ahead of the 6th Digital Africa Conference holding in Abuja Tuesday, development experts say the information and communication technology sector is a low-hanging fruit that should be harnessed for accelerated and sustainable economic growth.
Well, if you are not using ICT to drive your business presently, you don't know what you are missing.
Technology will continue to grow as a component, as a percentage of GDP. It's about 12% now. No reason why it shouldn't get about to 17-18%.
Available data shows that the sector increased broadband penetration in Nigeria by 1.4%. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says there is no cause for alarm as modalities are in place for the proper funding of the 2018 budget.
We will be making a report to Mr. President this week, and we hope that the budget will be soon passed into law. And once it is passed into law, we already have all the mechanisms set out for its speedy implementation. Remember that the recurrent side of the budget is already being implemented. It's only the capital that is going to start only after the budget is passed into law. And also remember that the 2017 budget is running up to 12th of June.
And on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the all-share index halted the downward trend with a 0.36% gain to close at 36,947.10 basis points. The financial services sector remains the most traded equities. Market breadth closed flat with 21 gainers and 21 losers. That's business news for now. We return to the rest of the bulletin in just a moment.
Vivian Idekpa for that. Now, one of Nigeria's Hajj air carriers, Max Air, has concluded arrangements for the commencement of domestic flight operations. Correspondent Mansuru Ali witnessed the arrival of the aircraft at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport.
Since its certification in 2007 by national and international civil aviation authorities, Max Air has been the leading air carrier in annual Hajj and Umrah operations. Within the last 11 years of its operations, Max Air has, in addition to Hajj and Umrah, also been operating as an international charter airline, with 7 wide-bodied Boeing 747 aircraft in its fleet. The airline had successfully airlifted over 500,000 Hajj and Umrah pilgrims from inception to date. These two newly acquired 737-500 series, with registration number 5N-BBM and 5N-DMB, have the capacity of 128 seats each, will commence domestic operations around Kano, Abuja, and Lagos.
When you provide air services as a social service to the community, you do not only rely on people who are well-to-do who can afford international. You have to sometimes stretch into the local market. So that is why we are now trying to come into domestic services to provide service for all.
I'm very, very happy to see about the new craft. And I promise the company that I'm trying my possible means to make sure that all Igbo in community in Kano State will be their customers.
By bringing this aircraft, by the special grace of God, if they put it on our route to Delta from Kano, Abuja, Delta, I believe all the people of Delta, their problem is solved. Getting home will not be a problem.
The airline's management also assured Nigerians that they will continue to serve more routes across the country. Mansur Aliyu Hassan, NTA News.
The management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has dismissed insinuations of an approved 36 billion naira compensation set to be due to Alesa Eleme community in Rivers State as royalty for playing host to the Port Harcourt Refining Company, a subsidiary of the corporation. A release by the corporation's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Mr. Ndu Ugamadu, traced the origin of the phantom compensation story to a traditional ruler regarded as a claimant to the Alesa Eleme traditional stool. The corporation further noted that the traditional ruler went to town with the fake story after a purported meeting with the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and board chairman of the corporation, Dr. Emmanuel Ibe Kachuku. The corporation emphasized that through the years, the Port Harcourt refinery has enjoyed cordial relations with all the 10 communities in Eleme where the refinery is located, including Alesa Eleme and Alade Eleme, through the Joint Committee Relations Committee. While thanking the peace-loving people of Eleme for their love and hospitality through the decades, the corporation implored the community dwellers, especially the youths, to discountenance such rumor of impending 36 billion naira compensation, as there was no such approval or payment to any entity. More reports as we join Sadia in our Sokoto studios. Sadia, let's hear from you.
Joseph, welcome to Seats of the Caliphate. The federal government has inaugurated an array of projects executed in Tambwa local government area of Sokoto State to save people from the devastating effects of erosion and flooding. Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that before the federal government intervention, lives and farmlands were lost to the scourge of erosion and flooding in the area.
The contract for erosion and flood control was awarded by the federal government in May 2017, following a motion to that effect by member representing Tambuwal Kebe Federal Constituency, Abdul Samad Dasuki. The Gali and flood control project were funded by the Ecological Fund Office under the presidency. As part of the contract, there was erosion control works at Bashire village in Tambuwal local government area. The scourge of the erosion has hitherto destroyed and washed away many farmlands, but with the federal government's intervention, ecological challenges posed by the erosion had been checked. At Dogondaji Town, Ecological Fund project executed was erosion control and improvement of township roads. At Jabo Town, a man-made gully which had over the years claimed lives was filled and completely reclaimed. All the projects were inaugurated and handed over to the benefiting communities by the State Minister of Labor and Employment, Professor Stephen Ocheni, saying no part of Nigeria will suffer neglect irrespective of political affiliation.
I have no doubt in my mind that the federal government intervention will bring a very huge relief to the communities.
Permanent Secretary, Ecological Fund Office, represented by a director in the office, Mr. Ekpeme Iswabana, called on the benefiting communities to safeguard the projects from vandalization. Some members of the benefiting communities expressed gratitude to the federal government for coming to their rescue. In Sokoto, Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has stressed the need for various communities in the state to complement the efforts of security agencies by exposing the hideout of criminals in the domain. He was speaking at the distribution of zakat and waqf collected from the communities of Gebi and Isa.
Sultan Saad said exposing the hideout of criminals will assist the security to arrest and deal with criminal acts visible in the areas. He described as unfortunate the rampant kidnapping for ransom and other criminal activities in the area. He charged the district and village heads in the areas not to relent in their effort of reporting criminal activities to the appropriate authority. The Sultan expressed happiness with the way people of the two districts are responding positively, clearing call of giving out zakat. He said zakat, being a pillar of Islam, assists greatly in reducing poverty in the society. Governor Aminu Waziri Tambo, represented by the Commissioner for Religious Affairs Abdullahi Megondu, commended the Sultan for his effort in promoting Islamic activities beyond the state. Executive Chairman Zakat and Endowment Commission Mohammed Lawal Medoki said the presence of the Sultan in the zakat distribution has boosted the morale of the commission as well as well-to-do in the society. He commended the people of the two communities for their effort in collecting zakat and waqf for distribution to the needy in their areas. The sum of 6 million naira, 16 cows, 56 goats and sheep were collected in addition to 200 bags of rice and 3 farmlands, which over 750 people are to benefit from. In Sokoto, Shio Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Sokoto. It's over to you, Joseph.
Sadia from our Sokoto Network Center there. We will bring you up to speed on happenings in the world of sports when we come back.
Democratic strides, the gains in the last 3 years, and projections for growth and development. That's NTA Tuesday Live this week. It promises to be incisive and educative. Don't miss it.
Yum, this is great.
I love Mommy's stew. Truly a good taste.
Seeing my family smile is truly my pleasure. I want to make everyone happier. More and more and more. Ajinomoto. It brings out the taste of the ingredients and makes your dish taste great.
Finally. Sweet.
Unbelievable.
Mom, what did you do?
No way to know this taste unless you try it. Umami brings deeper taste, deeper love.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's bring you up to date now with some of the stories trending on the foreign scene with Uche Nwizu.